Welcome to the practical part of the video where we will show you how to actually do the code or implement it to your game. Today's code is how to walk through walls with the forever jumping method in Pokemon. First, you will need to get your game. My game today is Pokemon, specifically the blue version. That doesn't really matter. I'm using Visual Boy Advance to run it, basically. It's an emulator game. So, what you will need for coding, on the other hand, is CyEngine 5.4. Any other version is okay, but 5.4 is the newest version out. The CyEngine website will be in the description, so you can get it from there. This is what the CyEngine looks like. You have here the ability to select your process. I already selected mine, but I'm just going to show you how it's done. You would just have to select, for example, here Visual Boy Advance X, and click on OK. I will click on Cancel because I've already done this. So right here it'll tell you Visual Boy Advance. You start off by looking into your game. Here I have Ash, or my character Darian, about to jump off a ledge. When you're jumping off a ledge and doing things like this, it's always a lot faster, so we're going to have to slow down the game, and I'll show you how to do this in just a moment. First, we're going to do a preliminary scan with 1 byte. When it's Game Boy games, it's just 1 byte usually. And an unknown initial value. This means we have no clue what to start off with. I personally do know, but you guys don't, so we're going to go with unknown initial value. First scan. That was fast. But then it sets you up with like 7 million different results, so we're gonna have to thin that out a little bit. Here we have Ash, and we're gonna have him move around a little bit, still being on the ground in his normal everyday moving on the groundness. Go back to the game, back to the CyEngine. Unchanged value, because the value hasn't changed, you're still on the ground. And you click on next scan. It's a little slower this time because it actually has to do differentials. It's not just dumping a whole massive memory in. But it's still pretty fast depending on what computer you're on. There, it's done. Already it's split almost in half how many values I had. Lots of zeros in there, which is good because the value, I'll let you know right now, when you're on ground is 0. Now we're going to get back up on top. Get just about ready to jump, and what we're going to do is go into Options, Frame Skip, Throttle, and go into Others, so we can type in 5%. This is really slow. It's so we can actually switch over to the cheater and enter the value while he's still in the air. So pushing down, he's in the air, switch over. Make sure you tap a couple times on the cheaters, if not, the game just won't freeze. Now it's changed. I personally know it's an increase, so we're going to go by increase value and do a scan. Again, this takes time because it actually has to check, but the further you go, the less time it takes since there's less values to check. As soon as the bar is down, you will see that this will be sliced in more than half. And it's done. Here, 8,494 values. Now I'm going to pause. Like, this was right after a change. All you have to do afterwards is go back into the game. You've landed. Return into the game. Return your option back to normal, no throttle. Move around a little bit. Return here. Decrease value. Next scan. 3,000. You just keep doing this over and over and over again until it gets to a lower point. I'm going to freeze this video and go a little bit ahead so that you guys, because I know I have only a small limit when it comes to YouTube. See you guys in a while. Alright, I'm back, and after doing it a lot of times, I found this value. OCD 621-2E, which is at the maximum thing, 44 or 45. I've taken this one and another one that I found earlier and placed them in the secondary list. When you find this, simply freeze it and put it with the little X next to it. You just double click next to the X, next to the crutch, and it will give you an X, which means that it's going to freeze it on the highest value. So move him up, jump. Look at this, he's jumping up and down, and you can go through rivers, around houses. So this is truly a walk through walls code. You can even access rooms that you normally can't get until you have all the badges. So this was a success. Here's the problem. I was explaining earlier the dangers when you actually leave. The game froze. This can be avoided in other ways, but usually just turning off the cheat will do. So go here, turn off the cheat, return to the game, that should stop moving. Now we're going to check until change room, which is the one that I told you about in the earlier video. This one allows you to walk through walls, but only until you actually enter a room. I will demonstrate. Oh, wait a second, we have an error. There we go. Walking through walls. Walking through people. Going into a house. All this is okay, right up until you re-enter the house, and then the code turns off. This is because a subroutine on a separate level detected my subroutine and simply cut off the ability. This can be removed either by re-walking off a cliff, or if you're good with reset points, you will be able to locate the subroutine and knock it. This has been Darian Dark. I wish you luck with your cheats. Goodbye.